is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times, I always seem to find the light in your eyes.
So this week, instead of being out here, where I'm usually sitting, then I will stay indoor, because we will be in here, and I will have better sound, because this time I'll be wearing a micropod, so I apologize for the bad sound when I was filming out in the nature, over here actually. So yeah, I hope you bear over with me this time. And next week I will be filming from Tokyo. I will be back home. Because I'm going back to my family and my beloved partner, and I'm looking so much forward to it. Before my next knee operation here in Denmark, I will be Christmas hugging someone that I love more than anything. So yeah, let's start with the weekly report for your sign. Remember, you can always go to my channel and watch the guided meditation if you want to find your way into your silent self, where all the answers lie. Now it's time for your sign and your week. Hi there, my fellow Aries, and welcome to your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand here with the intuitive, heartful astrological forecast for the 19th until the 26th of November 2018. Better sound this time. I'm sorry for the last couple of weeks where I have been on silent retreat, and then I had the operation of the knee, and therefore I was in last week I was a little sedated, not sedated but still like from the operation, and then the week before I had been silent for a week with no impressions. I was just so pure in my spiritual state that I was like this. So now we're indoor, we're with professional equipment. Welcome to this week. This week, as always, we're starting with astrological card of the week. Then we're going to go to a rather compact version of your sun sign, Aries, because some people want it short, especially the Aries sometimes. And then we're going to go into the deeper version where we will see this beautiful landscape for the last week before I go to Tokyo, and you will see Tokyo instead next week. From the air, filmed with a drone. Wow, I already feel the Mercury retrograde, do you? And I'm filming this a little prior to, but I've felt it a lot. I can feel that it takes more time now to do more simple things that you have to arrange, than more phone calls, more, checking up, like even here, checking the light, checking the microphones. It's starting to get on the schedule that we are having to walk more slow, give our information more clearly. Mercury retrograde in a nice place. Kind of the week for the Aries, and this week I'm not sitting with the sorry, sitting close to the window, maybe that's why. I'm not sitting with this because I want to make it short and more on the point. Cancer, I feel, is the card that I drew. And if you look down on this, you will see that the North Node is in Cancer. This is the sky for those who don't know it, and where the stars are placed, the planets are placed, planets and the luminaries. And they are always around us, all of them, of course. And the influences of these I'm talking about, plus I'm adding the intuitive part. Cancer, I feel, was the card of the week for the Aries. Astrology card. We have the North Node in Cancer. And this means that we are now opening more up to our soft and sensitive side, and it's so sweet and so beautiful because we are more caring, we're more like nurturing and mothery towards people, and we also allow ourselves to receive more
Can you feel it? Well, that's on the schedule, definitely. So for 1.5 years, so it's a long time that we can practice our more feminine sides. And even though you're a man, it applies to you too. So this week, Thursday, we have the sun moving into the sign of Sagittarius, our sister sign, sister fire sign. A very good placement for the Aries, especially the first weekend, the first 10 days of Aries. If you guys are born there, you're really going to feel that the sun is lighting you up, your sense of adventure, but for all of us, you know. And Mercury is already in there, of course, moving backwards, and Jupiter. So at first, the sun is moving up, meeting up with Jupiter. Wow. That is one of the most amazing and magical placements of the zodiac, because it's like, oh, the sun, your sense of, I know, ego and you know, wanting to shine, meeting up with Santa Claus. Yay! We're also getting closer to Christmas, so we're gonna have a nice time around these days, I'm sure. And I'm also gonna celebrate something special with my beloved. The first time I ever saw him on the 24th. The first time I actually met him because I was his astrologer and tarot card reader. So I met him in Copenhagen, and we had a heart connection. We started out with a heart connection. Even being Aries, we didn't start out with a sexual connection. We connected in the hearts. You can't imagine how beautiful that was. And here's the one, and he's my twin flame as well. So that was like coming home. We're celebrating that on the 24th, but when Jupiter meets up with the sun, I mean the sun catches up with Jupiter, so that's like sun Thursday and Friday. I'm all excited because I'm going to see him for the first time in a long time. So yeah, I hope that all this luck also goes to you, because I'm an Aries, so I hope that it goes to you too, of course. But we have other things. Because other than that, this sense of adventure, you know, wanting to just enjoy life and expanding, we are having a lot going on between our planet now entering into Pisces. So we will be more like soft and feeling maybe like where it's going to meet up with Neptune sooner or later, you know, and we also have Chiron there. And here in the 12th house, there might be some unexpected things happening to us, and we will be much more emotional, and we will be like also with the Cancer North Node. It's a nice aspect that's going to come more and more. It's going to come closer and closer to a trine. So our planet is usually said to be bad or not having its own qualities amplified. So it's going to be a little more slow, a little more, you know, in a dreamy state, but also elusive. And we will also have a square and Mercury retrograde. So we will have the good stuff and there will be some challenges. And the Mercury retrograde, Mercury wants to create like facts and wants to, you know, make clarity and organize and, you know, get things straight. And he's retrograding, in the sign of Sagittarius. So he's gonna want to dig into the truth and understand some things he didn't understand before about the more spiritual and well, maybe just more like how you believe the world is like. But since he's going retrograde and we're having a square. See here, maybe I should show it anyway. We have Pisces here, right? The sign of Pisces squares everything going on up here. We're having the moon moving in, no, the sun moving in here. So we have 3 planets and wait a second. Where do we have Mars? Here. He was at the wrong place. 3 planets here, 3 planets here. Some of them are squaring each other directly. So this square is between the 9th and the 12th house. So the 9th house is wanting to do adventure, and you know, for us Aries, it's like really want to go traveling, expanding the mind, like yeah, let's do it, like this energy, like wanting to push forward. But as I said, the dreamy world is gonna do something else, and then Mercury moving retrograde take things a little more slow. Check all things twice, 3 times before you execute them, and give yourself some space to be introverted and more, communicating with your inside, listening to what's going on inside of you. What kind of knowledge is it that you want to get from your higher self? And yeah, let's take the tarot card of the week. I might make a PS because I forgot something, but I want to make it shorter, so that's what I'm practicing. Let me know if you want it long or short, this section. You can always go into section 2 where we go into the details. Card of the week for the Aries. Card of the week for the Aries. The beautiful Aries. What do we have? Also, actually, our planet is making a fabulous aspect to Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of structure in our 10th house. If you've been making some kind of plans that really are valid because you validated them, you made some kind of project or something like that that you worked upon to the detail and made it realistic to put the ship into the ocean, or maybe just some kind of project might be bearing fruit in your career or in just the reputation that you have in the world this week. So a nice aspect there. So we have a lot of squaring and a lot of good things, because everything going on here is in good aspect with our sun, Sagittarius, with our sun sign. It's the 9th house of belief systems and opening up. And the 12th house is the unexpected coming up and you being sensitive about it and needing to handle some elusive people, perhaps. Some people who are not realistic about something, or you are not being realistic and someone is showing you. Card of the week for the Aries. Knight of Cups. I love it. Oh, especially because I'm going to Japan and da. So the knight on the white horse, or the female coming to you sweetly with her emotions, of course, a little with, having his own, or she her own ways, and being a little, diplomatic. I mean, not diplomatic, but I mean maybe even, keeping a little safe distance emotionally, but at the same time opening up and wanting to, share the feelings in a nice way this week. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Thanks for watching section 1. See you in section 2, my fellow Aries. Welcome to part 2 of the show. I'm sorry for a little bit of a noise here from the car. It's because I'm traveling to Tokyo, so I have to do this on the road, some of it at least. So, well, I just want to mention before we go into section 2, where we will have some interesting things to talk about that will be beneficial for you as a light worker and on your journey through developing yourself towards a higher vibration. 5D, from 3D to 5D. Neptune is stopping this week to go forward. Neptune is in Pisces. This has a lot to do with us and our spiritual soul. So depending on where this falls in your chart, it's about the dreams we have, and how we in this area have been held ourselves back to clean up so that we can move forward in a completely new spiritual realm. Half a year is a lot. And for me, it's been my creative projects that has had an operation, like going to the surgery room to be operated at the hospital for half a year to see what is the next step for me as a light worker. So regardless of what it's been for you, if you've done your light work with yourself, because essentially doing light works is actually the primary part of the light work is actually the light work that you do with yourself. And if you've done that, you will now feel that there's something in one, or perhaps more than one area of your life
which is now being set free. Free to blossom, free to flourish in an even more beautiful way than before, in a new light. With Neptune, the results may not go as fast in actually manifesting in the three-dimensional physical material world, but you will feel the changes inside already now. Little by little, everything will go just as it was planned before man had a watch on their arm to decide time was there to limit us in certain ways. But I say let it burn so it can rise. Before you can see the light, you have to deal with the darkness. And the work you do for yourself, as I said, you do automatically for the earth. And the earth is calling everyone who wants to clean up and take us all to another evolutionary step forward by balancing the spiritual and the material world. Ego have such an immense pull upon our consciousness and awareness. On a daily basis, ego doesn't allow that our consciousness expands. That is why we feel the resistance in our ego-based culture with the so-called alternative things. They call all of these light work or methods that we use on a spiritual level to tools to raise our consciousness. They are really natural, but the ego doesn't allow our expansiveness to grow, or our consciousness to grow and expand, of course. We work, for example, with meditation to remove ourselves from the power of the ego and control of the ego over us. The ego is a tool, only a tool that we take when we need it, but it takes control of the wheel. But the ego is very clever, quote unquote, because in meditation, both happiness and sorrows can act as distractions. Let them be where they are, the happiness and sorrows, while you meditate, and move beyond them. Move beyond the ego. The ego can take both phases. The reason why we have the depression and the whole down feeling in the lives of many light workers is because it's time to see how bad it really is, so that we can motivate ourselves to do something about it. As a child and a young teenager, I was a captain of my team, a handball team, because my role even today is to motivate people to see their best potential and teamwork with others to lift us. What is your role? What is your role? The main role will always be the work that you do on yourself. The authenticity and how you dare to show it in your life and be honest about it. Be heartful when you speak, not out of hatred or anything brutal or negative. We're reaching a critical mass point now when the truth is coming out. You need to do some cord cutting so that the whole earth can move a step up. Emotions and words have a life. That's why our prayers have a life too. It's the law of attraction. So watch what you say. You attract things you don't want by staying in certain word modes and speaking modes. You're calling on these words vibrations, the law of attraction. If you fear, you only attract what you don't want. I don't have to go into details, but stay away from fear. Don't immense fear. It's fear that creates the access to all that you don't want in your life to come your way. Whenever you get close to reacting and the domino effect hit you, you get a grip, breathe deeply, and you respond. You don't react. And how you get a grip? Well, see it from a higher perspective. The moment you get stuck in your emotions, you lose your touch with your higher self.
Be aware, raise awareness when this happens. You're feeding dark energy with reactionary behavior. You are easily controlled by darkness and ignorance when you are feeding this side with lower emotions. Be non-reactionary is the trick. Again, the answer is don't follow trends, follow your heart. I know that it takes a lot of practice to be able to do, but try to speak with people with the 5D presence. Or you can also call it just heightened awareness, meditation state, godly presence. You can call it whatever you want, but try to speak with people in that presence. You will help them move up as well. That is the light work we can do. All of us can do. It's hard, but it's damn worth it. React instead of responding and catch yourself quickly. All light workers are unpacking everything prior to this moment, also from past lives, talents, skills, and all the negative, more heavy stuff, of course, because it's now we need to use our capacities unaffected. So you have been walking away from painful situations because these are the times to upgrade and don't stay stuck in meaningless relationships, meaningless fights that are draining you and others' energy. We need that energy for better purposes. With Venus in retrograde, it's been our old lives dying out now, old jobs, old relationships. Surrender it all to God is the task here. It's just so important to remember that exactly this Venus retrograde is completely unique in this period of time, not like the earlier ones. We've reached a whole nother level, a lot of us, in our relationships. Think 8, 16, 28 years back and feel, where were you? Where are you now? Or just back to 2012 and the latest 6 years, how much have you been moving, growing during this time? All that cannot rise with you now, going into 5D, is now being cleared and cleaned out. We have to start creating in a new way with 5D energies. Or stay in 3D, as I said last week. It's your choice, basically. You can deny your higher self, your oversoul, but this always has fatal consequences for us. I remember I didn't want to leave a boyfriend that turned out to hold me down spiritually, and the consequences of me here, yeah, they were awful. Ignoring these inner voices. Energy drops came to me, negative lowness, so I left him. These times has been so rough on many light workers. Don't worry, it's time to start over new. Just like I am now, I'm going back to my twin flame. Seeing him next week, oh my God, after 3 months separated, cleaning, purging in each our parts of the universe, no, the globe, the earth, Japan and Denmark. What have you been doing? And also helping others in each our parts. All of us have had to do these light work things. We are all at ground zero, packing out what we have in our latent light bodies, what we can pack out and actually use now, being as light as possible. Therefore, we are dropping off pain and hurt relationship and career-wise, etc. It may seem like it's all going slow, but it's not. It's coming like boom, now, slam, kaboom, it's here. Be as much as you can, being in spiritual contemplation, connecting with your higher self, embodying what you came here for. You're coming back into balance. When you're back into balance, you're manifested. Jupiter energy is helping us manifest these new things to ground our new lives. 2019 will not be like 18, so don't be scared of the new energies. They are leading you to something better, even though it feels rough. Let the love reflect in yourself and your closest relationships. Let the love shine, not the lower energies. Let the innocent child that wants care, North Node in Cancer, that wants love, that wants protection, kiss, embrace it. Kiss the ones you love, embrace them, hug them, kill it with kindness. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Now I will share this video where I'm just showing myself vulnerable. If we show ourselves and our vulnerability, we also help consciousness grow, because that comes from an open heart. Thank you.
Lying close to you, feeling your heart beating, and I'm wondering what you dream. I'm wondering if it's me you're seeing, and I kiss your eyes. Thank God we're together. I just wanna stay with you in this moment forever, forever and ever. And I don't wanna close my eyes, I don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss things, even when I dream of you. Sweetest dream will never do. I still miss you, babe, and I don't wanna miss things.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up, try again. One day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times, I always seem to find the light in your eyes. We fought through.
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.